to dance with me. Today this class is designed for those of you who have sitting job. You sit a lot during the day. So with this sequence we would like to create freedom around the hip, and at the same time we would like to mobilize the rest of the body as well. It will be approachable but slightly challenging as well. Let's start in seated. So have your own comfortable cross-legged posture. If you feel that you can't have a cross-legged posture comfortable because your knees are so high up, then it's worth to get a cushion or a bolster under your bum, maybe a adjustable blanket as well, and then elevate yourself to the height which allows the thigh to be almost completely parallel to the ground. And once you have that, then slowly closing your eyes, grounding with the sit bones, and allowing a gentle curve to still be present in your lower back, so that the spine can be erect and your lower abdomen slightly engaged to support from the front, and adding to this length the head as well. And taking a few seconds of breath. So taking your awareness to your natural breathing and starting to free up gently the pathways of the breath. So involving your tummy, chest and clavicle with the inhale, and squeezing your tummy, letting the chest to sink slightly, shoulders a little bit to fall with the exhale. Inhaling to expand tummy, chest and the clavicle area, and with the exhale, tummy sinks and squeezes, chest slightly sinks, and shoulder a little bit round. 3 more full cycle of this conscious yogic breath. Returning back to your natural breathing and taking your awareness to your legs, hip, and then from there to the whole body, feeling how it is today before the practice. And your next inhale, bring your palms together, exhale and inhale forward one. Bring your palms slightly more low, chin towards the chest, lengthening the back of the neck, blinking a couple of times, and when you feel ready, moving your gaze up, looking up, releasing your hands to your knees or thighs, and then with the inhale, lifting the chest up, exhale, rounding your back vertebra by vertebra. Inhale, lifting the chest up. Exhale, rounding the back. One more time, inhale. And exhale. With your next inhale, coming back to neutral, lifting your arms up. With the exhale, releasing your left hand down, stretching your right side. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, going forward, the second side. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, twist and open towards the right side. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the left. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale to come back to the center. With the exhale, release your hands down. Slide your legs. Bringing the soles of your feet together. Trying to really align the feet together. With the inhale, softening out the inner thighs and the legs. With the exhale, pressing the soles of your feet together firmly. Inhale to soften it out. Exhale to press. And one more time. Inhale to soften. And exhale to press. Inhale to soften it out. And getting the hold of your toes. If it is not available for you, feel free to get the hold of your shin. And then from there, inhale to take your leg forward, straight and slightly or full. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale. Inhale to the side. Exhale it back. Inhale other side. And exhale it back. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale to the side. Exhale back. Inhale opposite side. And exhale. Bringing the soles of your feet together, standing tall. Inhale to lengthen and slide forward, fold here. And one more breath. With your next inhale, coming back to the center, bringing your legs together, and then firmly ground both the feet. Bring your hands to the side of the bum, and then slowly take yourself up. Support yourself with the hand. If you struggle with the Achilles, then you will be lengthening there, supporting with the hand, and then slowly walking yourself up, coming on your toes, and then from the toes, slowly releasing your knees down to the ground. Your feet are hooked in, so you will be having your toes hooked under you. And if it is too much for you, feel free to tip the fingers forward and just stay in here. One more full cycle of breath there. With your next inhale, tipping your fingers down and rolling back on to the sole of your feet, slowly releasing the heel. Inhale to straighten the back of the leg. Exhale to bend the knee back. Inhale to straighten. Exhale to bend. Okay. And one more time. Inhale, straighten. And exhale. And then from here, taking off the fingers, comes closer to the feet, and then slowly releasing the heel down, lifting the bum up, sucking in your belly, lifting a bit higher. Engage so much your tummy that your hands start to get away from the ground, sucking in the belly while you can start to straighten your knees. Let yourself hang there for one more full cycle of breath. And then with your next inhale, ragdolling yourself up into standing. Going through of our sun salutations. We will have 4 rounds here, but as in previous videos you might have seen or not, if you are living in a colder country, feel free to pause the video and repeat or double the sequences of the salutations. Here we go. Sun salutation classical first. Inhale, hands go high, long forward. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, right leg up. Exhale, the right knee down. Inhale to right. Exhale to fold. Inhale, step back. Exhale, drop knees. chest and chin together. Inhale, lift into your cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, step it forward, left knee down with the exhale. Inhale to rise, exhale to fold. Inhale, lift the back leg high, exhale, legs meet and fold. Inhale to rise, long front body, exhale, Sanskrit, second side. Inhale, hands behind. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, halfway up, left leg up. Exhale, the left knee down. Inhale, lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, step back. Exhale, drop knees, chest and chin. Inhale to lift into your cobra or baby cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lift, step it forward, exhale, right knee down. Inhale to rise, exhale to fold. Inhale, back leg lifts high, exhale, legs meet and fold. Inhale to rise, lengthen, and exhale, Sansaritation B, 2 rounds. Inhale, bend the knees, rise into chair pose. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, flow to your version of chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up, step it forward. Exhale, left heel down. Inhale to rise, exhale to fold. Inhale, step back, exhale, lower down. Inhale, upward, exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up, step it forward, exhale, the right heel down. Inhale to rise, exhale to fold. Inhale, step back, plank, exhale, lower. Inhale, upward, and exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths there. Lengthen through the spine. Last element is the back of your knees, the back of your leg. Keeping the micro bending still in the knees. With your next inhale, look forward, step or walk forward, long spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rise into chair pose. And exhale, Samastiti. Last round. Inhale, rise into chair pose. Exhale to forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, your version of chaturanga. Inhale, upward cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, step it forward. Exhale, left heel down. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, step back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Upward. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Step it forward. Right heel down. Exhale. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to step back. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. 5 full cycles of breath here. Pressing the ground away from you with the arms, lengthening, creating space in between neck and shoulder. Long spine. Last element is to straighten the legs. step by step, breath by breath. With your next inhale, look forward, step or walk forward, long spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, bend the knees, rise into chair pose. And exhale, Samasthiti. Here we go. After sun salutation, much warmer. Finding your correct standing pose. This is very important. So you will hear in all of my videos, grounding the little and big toe mound, outer edge of your foot, center of your heel, or if you can relate a little bit better to the outer edges of your heel, that's also fine. Micro bending in your knees. And then from there, press the ground away from you, wave the legs, charging the legs, and that will charge the whole torso slightly. Inner thighs are also slightly engaged. Bum is a little bit engaged. So your whole spine is tall, the head is on the top. And then let's start our sequence. So with your next inhale, moving your hands to the waist, and then moving your weight onto your right leg and taking the left slightly to the side. Square the pelvis forward, long spine swivel. Inhale to lift your leg. And exhale to hold there. One more full cycle of breath. Inhale there. With the exhale, swing it forward and across the right one. And the outer edge of your foot is grounding, or the whole sole of the foot. Bending in both the knees. Inhale to lengthen up. With the exhale, your left hand remains there. The right hand swings down and to the opposite side. One more breath there. Inhale to come back to the center. Exhale, slowly folding forward. Bend your knees if you need to. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to fold deeper. If you can't reach till the ground, feel free to keep your arms on the shin, but make sure your knees are not hyperextended and you are not pressing into the back of the knee. One more full cycle of breath there. With your next inhale, lifting halfway up. With your exhale, stepping your left leg next to the right and fold forward. One more full cycle there. With your next inhale, lift halfway up. With the exhale, ground your palms, step back, flow through your version of Chaturanga. Inhale, upright cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting your right leg up, stepping it forward, and exhale into runner's lunge. Square the pelvis, and at the back, give a bit of traction with your back toes and balls of your foot to the ground and the body. And then sucking in your belly with your next inhale, rising into high lunge. Stability is what we would like to achieve, so squaring your pelvis, slightly more engagement in your left butt cheek. Inhaling there, and with the exhale, the back heel grounds open into warrior two. So your warrior two, the heels will be aligned in one line or slightly more gap in between. Grounding both the feet equally and create equal weight distribution between the back and the front leg. From there, you will be sitting down and see how far you can go without bringing the knee further than the ankle. Engage the outer thigh and the bum. Sitting lower maybe. And then pressing the ground away from you with the legs. That will charge the whole body. Arms to the side, gaze in the middle finger. One more breath. With your next inhale, reverse the warrior. So not moving the leg at all at the front, using your groin as your heel, lengthening from there, reaching with the arm up. Lower abdomen engaged. One more breath. Inhale to come back to the center. With the exhale, straighten your front leg, rotate it to the 30 to 45 degree. Back leg also follows. And then bend your knee and see how far you could go. The knee should be towards your toes. And bend the knee slightly more and try to align it and stag it on the top of your ankle. And then pressing the ground away from you, this will automatically charge the legs and the torso, so it will make you upright. And then moving your hand up, inhale there. With the exhale, slowly folding forward. Either bringing the hands to the top of the thigh or tipping the fingers down. Holding there, letting the bum come slightly more down. Maybe a little swing from side to side. Don't go into a very deep swing. One more breath. With your next inhale, belly in, rising up. And with the exhale, straighten the legs. The back foot rotates into 90 degrees. The front one is facing forward. Squaring your knee at the front towards the second toe-ish. Micro bending your knee. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bending down. Tips of the fingers onto the shin or to the ground. And you have the chance also to let your arm hover above the ear. One more full cycle of breath there. Inhale to come back to the center. And with the exhale, hands down, step back, your version of Chaturanga. Inhale, upward cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. With your next inhale, looking forward, stepping or walking forward, long spine, and exhale to fold. Inhale, lift halfway up, suck in the belly, and ragdolling yourself up into standing. Here we are. So, grounding for the second side, your feet again. Spreading the toes, little and big toe mound, outer edge, center of the heel is grounding. Hands onto the waist. And then this time, ground the left leg. Slightly lift the right to the side. Tip of the toe down. Square the pelvis. And then lift the leg to the side. One more breath. Inhale there. Exhale to cross your right leg in front of the left one. Outer edge or full foot can come down, bending slightly your knee. Lengthening up. Inhale, lift the hands. Right hand remains, left comes down and creates an oval-shaped kind of circle. Takes towards the right side. One more breath there. Inhale to come back to the center. Exhale, bending slightly your knee forward, maybe stopping at the shin, maybe tips of the fingers down, maybe palm down. Keep the bending in your knees so you don't lean into the back of the knee. One more breath. With your next inhale, lifting halfway up. With the exhale, unwind the legs, let's step them together. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold. One more breath there. Inhale, lifting halfway up. Exhale, ground the palms, step back, flow through your version of chaturanga, maybe half like I do. Inhale, lifting to cobra or upward dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift your left leg and stepping it forward. Exhale into your runner's lunge. So at the back foot, give a traction with your toes and balls. Square the pelvis as much as is possible for you today. Having enough space to let the hip come down slightly. And one more breath there. And then charging your leg and core with your next inhale, lifting yourself up into high lunge. Focus on stability, slightly more engagement in your right butt cheek this time, and pulling the left hip slightly back and letting yourself sink. One more breath there. Inhale there, exhale, open into warrior three. So heels in one line, grounding with the feet, keeping the foot locked, and then sitting down low, pressing the legs into the ground as if you want to press away, charging the torso as well, gaze into the middle finger. One more full cycle of breath. Inhale to reverse the warrior without modifying the leg position. Groin is your heel. Lengthen from there. Backhand can rest on the back of your thigh. One more breath. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, rotate both of your feet to face forward. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees if you need to. Maintain the length in your spine. Tipping the fingers down or hands to the shin. Whichever you choose. Once you're there, ground the feet back and find equal weight distribution between your left and right foot, between your front and back of your foot. And then from there, see if you can fold slightly more forward. Choose the hand variation you would like to take today. One more breath. With your next inhale, lifting halfway up, hands to the waist. Exhale there. And inhale, returning back to upright. Exhale, open the arms, rotate your front foot to face forward, micro bend the knee. Squaring there towards the second toe. Find the equal weight distribution here as well. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, bow down. Hand to the shin or tips of the fingers down to the ground. Soften the rest of the body, your face and jaw, the neck is not clenching. One more breath. Inhale to come back to the center. Exhale, hands down, step back, your version of chaturanga. Inhale, upward over cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. With your next inhale, looking forward, step, walk or hop forward, create length. Exhale, fold. Lifting slightly up, suck in the belly.
And then let the sucking of the belly, the hands to come off the ground, and ragdolling yourself up into standing. Here we are again. Let's go a little bit more deep into the legs. We'll start with foot balancing, so bringing your hands to the waist. Your right leg is grounding, keeping the foot low, not letting the arch to sink. And then bending your left knee, flexing your foot knee to the chest, and then slightly bending the supporting right knee and hovering your left leg on the top. And from here, sliding the legs together. Our point here is not to hook your foot in, but if it's available for you, feel free to do so. And this time today, we will just hold it here, sitting more down without putting the hands together as well. Lower abdomen engaged, going tall. With your next inhale, if you had your foot hooked, unhook it, flex your foot, and with the strength to your ankle to rest on the top of your thigh. And then here your hands can help you. So bending your supporting knee slightly more and trying to square the pelvis. Flexing your top leg vigorously. And then from here, your arms can come on the shin or tips of the fingers down without bearing much of the weight. One more full cycle of breath. Do not let your spine run. With your next inhale, if you were down, slowly bringing yourself up, hands touch. Exhale, straighten the standing leg, knee to the chest. Inhale there to stabilize. And with your next exhale, starting to take your leg back of the left. Slowly letting your foot come down, the toes touch with the balls, and finding your high lunge again. Grounding, finding your stance, feeling stability, and left butt cheek slightly more engaged, leveling the hip. Inhale there, and with the exhale, starting to lower your back knee down. And then from there, releasing your hands to the top of your thigh. Heel toe your foot a little bit more forward. And then allow the pelvis to slink slightly more, but without letting your hip come to the side anywhere. Also feel the strength still in the legs. One more full cycle of breath there. Inhale to let your leg come back slightly more. And then from there, tipping your fingers down. And then allow your heel to stay and your foot to roll off the ground. Squaring still your pelvis. So if you struggle with the hamstring, maybe you will just point your foot and gently go back. If you do not struggle with the hamstring, feel free to move your heels slightly more forward to be able to give a bit deeper stretch to the hamstring. One more full cycle of breath. With your next inhale, lifting yourself up. With the exhale, bring the sole of your foot, stand again. And then from here, heel toe your foot to the side this time. And then bring your both hands to the inner edge of your foot. Your shin is vertical, pelvis is square. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, either stay if it's already giving you a good stretch, or completely lower onto the forearm. Your last possibility is to lift the back knee off the ground. That will deepen even more your stretching. Deep breathing, conscious breathing, lower abdomen is still engaged. With your next inhale, release the back knee down if it was up. And with the exhale, climbing on the top of your hand. And then everything stays there except the foot is rotated into a 30 to 45 degree. Curl your toes up and then let your leg fall to the side. Here also you have the options. So option number one is to pop your pop your knee towards the back a bit. And then option number two, coming on the forearm. Number three, lifting your back knee off the ground. Taking there few cycles of breath more. Do not loosen up the engagement of your foot. One more breath. Inhale to release your back knee. With the exhale, come on the hands. And then let your leg come back to the center. And then popping yourself a bit closer if you moved from your stable state. And find stability with the legs again. Check your stances. With your next inhale, lifting yourself up. With the exhale, twisting towards your right side. First, level the hip, ground the legs, suck in the belly, and reach with the arms to two directions. Inhale there, and with the exhale, bringing the forearm, elbow, or armpit across your thigh, palms touch. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, maybe deepen your twist. Strong engagement of your tummy. Lengthening in the spine. One more breath. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to release your hands down. From there, sucking in your belly, lift the back knee off the ground. So runner's lunge here. And then bring the heel of the front leg to the tummy, knee to the chest. And then extending your right leg under the left armpit. And then from here, the closer or the further forward your leg will go, the deeper the stretch will be, squaring the pelvis, letting it sink as much as it's possible. One more breath there. Inhale to bend your knees, squeeze the knee to the chest. Exhale, a high plank. 2 full cycles of breath there. And then from here, either press straight into your down dog or choose the vinyasa. Two full cycles of breath in downward facing dog. With your next inhale, looking forward, stepping, hopping or walking forward, long spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale to suck the belly in, rise up, lengthen up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Again, at the front of the mat, we have a second side to go here. So grounding your feet again. We are going into the foot balance again. So bringing your hands to the waist. This time your left leg will ground and bending the knee of your right. Bring the knee to the chest, flex the foot, and then slide bending in your left knee. Hover your right leg on the top of, and join your knees and thighs. Here you have the option to hook your toe in. However, that's not our purpose. So trying to align rather the hip and the thighs, and if there is room, without modifying that, feel free to hook in. This time hand stays on the waist. One more breath there. With your next inhale, unhook your foot, flex the foot. With the exhale, throw your knee to the chest and then bring your ankle on the top of the thigh. Sitting down, your hand can help you to align the hip. Sit as much down as it's available for you without curving your lower back or without poking the bum out. You can bring the hands on the top of the shin or maybe tips of the fingers down right in front of you. Taking 2 more breaths here. With your next inhale, if you were down, slowly bringing yourself up. Exhale, squeeze the knee to the chest. Inhale there to prepare. And with the exhale, starting to take your right leg back. Tipping your toe down and finding your balance here. Again, engaging your right butt cheek slightly more. The left one pulls back, leveling the hip. One more full cycle there. Inhale there. Exhale to release your back knee down. And then from there you will move your hands to the top of the thigh. And again, creating space. So heel toeing or crawling with the toes more forward and letting your hips sink slightly more down without moving to the sides. It's still supported with your strength as well. So not collapsing, rather holding up. Inhale to come back to the center. With the exhale, tipping your fingers down. And then starting with the inhale to roll back on the heels so your heel grounds, foot lifts. You can point your foot if you struggle with the hamstring or flex it if not. And if you are a bit more flexible, then bring slightly more forward your heel, still squaring your hip. And give a bit of stretch, but micro bending in your knees a must. One more breath there. With your next inhale, throwing your heel back if it was forward, bending your knee back and bringing the sole of your foot down. And this time we will bring both the hands to the inner edge and heel toe your foot to the side, creating space for the torso to go. And then creating a vertical line with your leg. So do not let it sink to the side, not yet. Grounding the palm down, maybe grounding the forearm down, maybe lifting the back knee off the ground. In every variation, go as far your body allows to go. So give room to softening. When we work with the hip, if you don't give room for softening, a bit of feminine energy there, it will never open. So soften in, do not go to the extreme straight away. One more breath. And then releasing your back knee down and climbing up onto the palm. And from here, everything is same, just you rotate your foot a bit more to the side, 30 to 45 degree, curl the toes up and roll on to the side of the leg. From here again, you have the options. Option number 1 is to hop the knee slightly back of the back leg. Maybe come on the forearm. Maybe lift the back knee off the ground. Breathe into the areas that really are affected. Lower abdomen engaged. Allow the breath to move the rest of the tummy and the chest. The breath is assisting release. 2 more breaths. Inhale to release your back knee. Exhale, coming upright, and let your foot come up and towards the center back. Moving back to the center so we are supported with the strength element, we'll go into our twist now. With the inhale, inner thighs charged, legs as well, and lifting yourself up into your low lunge. Inhaling there, exhale to twist towards your left. Strong tummy as well, squeeze the tummy to facilitate deeper stretch, arms help. Inhale there, exhale, forearm, elbow or armpit across your thigh. Palms touch. Sucking in the belly, creating length and breathing into the chest. One more full cycle of breath there. With your next inhale, coming up to the center. With the exhale, grounding your palms down. And then from here, lift the back knee off the ground and suck in your belly. Bring the heel to the bum, knee to the chest. And then kicking the left leg under the right armpit. And letting the hips sink, but facing it down and forward. So not into a side plank, but down and forward. With your next inhale, bend the knee to the chest. Exhale, stepping your legs together, 2 full cycles of breath into your high plank. Inhale there. Exhale, either downward facing dog or your version of chaturanga flowing through your vinyasa. And downward facing dog. Taking one more full cycle of breath there. Going to the ground now. And then inhale to slide forward. Exhale, lower down onto your tummy. And then from here, bringing your arms under your shoulder. First ground the top of your foot, then your knee, and last the pubic bone grounds as well. This is your base, and from here with your next inhale, lifting your sternum up and bringing the shoulder blades a bit more together. Extend the hands back, inhale, exhale, let the legs come off the ground. Two more full cycles of breath here. Inhale there. Exhale, release down. Relax down if you need to. And just bringing the palms under the shoulder. One more round, taking it a bit deeper. Now bringing your palms back under the shoulder. And prepare by grounding the pubic bone, lifting, opening the chest, and then bending both the knees, getting the hold of your foot. Maybe the foot, maybe the ankle, maybe the shin. Inhale to lengthen the spine. Exhale, lift the legs up off the ground. Your bow posture. Utilize the strength in the legs to kick higher slightly. And open the chest. One more full cycle. Inhale there. Exhale, release down. Bring the palms under the shoulder. Tuck your toes in. And then press yourself up into your high plank. And then from there, downward facing. Going to sit down. So with your next inhale, either jump through or just simply drop the knee down. Sit on one side of your leg and extend your leg forward. I'm going to face forward so you see. From here, we are going into a little bit of more peaceful hip work. So bending your knee. This is the base, the frame. And then from here, bring the heel to the bum, rotating from the hip. As you see, there is not the shin pulled up, but rather the whole structure opens to the side. You have options here. If you can bring the sole of the foot only to the height comfortably of your inner thigh, then placing the leg down to the inner thigh. If you are okay to lift slightly higher, you can bring the ankle across the thigh. And then the last option is, if you could bring your heel almost to the navel, then you are ready for your half lotus. Holding it here with your next inhale, lifting your arms up. With the exhale, left releases, right hand stretches to the side. Lengthen the side of the neck as well. Soften the base of the shoulder, neck. With your next inhale, lifting both the hands up. If you had your half lotus, wrap around the right hand, get the hold of your right toe. Inhale to lengthen and exhale in all variations, folding forward. Once you reach your maximum, tipping your finger down and see if you can lengthen slightly more. If you reached with your tummy the thigh, feel free to round a bit and put the forehead onto your shin. Else, just stay there, lengthen the spine, grounding back your sit bones. Do not lift the sit bones off the ground. Lengthening up and keeping the chest neutral. 2 more full cycles of breath. With your next inhale, slowly taking yourself back into upright. And with the exhale, if you had your half lotus, release it with the ankle on the top of the thigh. If you had your sole of the foot to the inner thigh, then just keep it there. You will go for another round in there. If you had the ankle to the thigh, see if that is your maximum, you will fold again forward. If you can go a bit deeper, bending your supporting leg knee, flex the foot, heel is the one that guides you in this. It's serving like a roller. And then getting the hold of the back of your thigh. And here you have the options. Option number 1 is staying here. Option number 2 is drawing your leg a little bit more close to the body. Make sure when you draw the leg close, you don't sink with the spine. You are still upright and erect. Taking 2 more full cycles of breath. And then from here, if you fold it forward, with your next inhale, you will be lifting up. And then you will be getting with your hand to the back from here and lowering down towards the ground. If you had the back of the thigh, you will be simply rolling back and laying back. And then from here again, you have options. So if you had your leg just laying down, see if you can bend your knee and this time bring a little bit closer. Maybe you don't reach with the hand the back of the thigh, but give a little bit of more opening to it. If you had your sole of the foot to the inner thigh, first bring the leg up and see if you can press the thigh into it. If you can't do that, you can always keep the leg down and still stay there. And option number 4 here, squeezing the chest to the chest closer with the help of the assisting leg, or maybe even getting the hold of your leg and then extending that leg which was supporting back to the ground. Taking 2 more full cycles of breath here. I would say let's do 3. And then, if you had your leg extended back to the ground, then bring it closer, allow the leg to come back to the top of the thigh. If you had this version, you can get back to the hold of the back of the thigh and just with a momentum roll up. If you had the leg down version, it was already enough for you, then assist yourself up, back into seated. And then here we go, from here, releasing your thigh and the leg and extending your right leg forward, finding Dandasana. Again, I did not say so, but if you struggle a lot with your hamstring, feel free to use a cushion or bolster to sit upright. So it's always an option, you should not struggle. And then going for the second side, so bending your left knee, heel to the buttocks. And then from here, either sole of the foot to the thigh or ankle on the top of the thigh or foot into the groin. In any variation, inhale to lift the hands up high. With the exhale, right hand comes down and stretch towards the back. With your next inhale, lifting your hands up high. If you had half lotus, wrap around the left hand to get the left toe. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to fold forward. Go with straight spine. Once you reach your maximum, tip the fingers down. Activate the extended leg as well. Long spine and see how far you go. Once tummy is on the thigh, feel free to fold deeper. Your lower abdomen is engaged. With your next inhale, walking yourself back to the center. And again, either staying with the sole of the foot against the thigh, or if you had half lotus, bringing the ankle on the top of the thigh. If you had the ankle of the top of the thigh and it was already too much, staying there, folding forward again. If not, then bending your supporting leg knee, drawing it closer to the body. Your heel is the roller, getting the hold of the back of the thigh and lengthening up. Do not round the back, lengthen it up, and that way bringing closer your leg to the chest. Breathing well. Remember, the breath helps with its wave-like motion to release tension from around the hip. And then from here, you have your options to roll back. So if you were here, just simply rolling down. Or if you had laying down leg variations, then helping yourself to the forearm or laying on the back. And then from here, if you had enough here, enough stretch here, staying just laying down here. If you can go for a bit more, then allowing the supporting leg to press into the cross leg. Maybe getting the back of the thigh, maybe not, maybe it's just here and your hands are on the side. And if you are comfortable and with your shin quite close to your chest, you can get the hold of your leg and then extend down to the ground the other. Trying to still level the hip and try not to pull only the shin towards you. One more breath there. I would say 2. And then bending your other leg's knee, bringing it close. If you were in this variation earlier, getting the hold of the back of your thigh and then just rolling up yourself to seated. And if you were in any of the laying back variations, then just softly come on the forearm first and then helping yourself up into upright. And then from here, removing the leg and this time crossing your ankles, rolling forward and stepping back into your high plank. From there, downward facing. And here we are going to our peak pose today. So lifting your right leg up, swing it to the chest. And from there, rotating your knee to face towards your elbow of your right hand, releasing your leg down, and then slowly crawl back with your back leg. Finding your pigeon. So first squaring the hip, then loading with the weight of your body, the structure. And you can still adjust the leg. So if in this position it is feeling still not okay, you always have the option to use a bolster or a cushion. Bolster might be too high, then use a cushion, a pillow from your home. It can be coming under the leg, which is at the front, so under the bum of that leg. This is quite restful here. We will take a couple of breaths here. And then from there, we will go into a twist. So if you had your cushion under the hip, then with the inhale, lift. And with the exhale, just twist, swing around your hand of the right, get the hold of the hip or hug yourself from the back, strong core, and twisting towards the knee of the front leg. If you had the full version of your pigeon, maybe even your foot close to 80 degrees, you can flex the foot at the front and create a real shape there. For you, there is an option with your next inhale coming onto the elbow, then touch the palms together and give a lift to yourself, maybe coming on the upper arm into a twist without leaning too much to the side. In both variations, holding for 3 more full cycles of that. Strong body, strong core, everything engaged. The same time, that's not needed to hold, it's relaxed. With your next inhale, sucking in the belly and taking yourself to face forward, tucking your toes in, toe in at the back, and stepping yourself back into your high plank, and from there, downward facing. If you have a bit more time at home, feel free to pause the video and spend few minutes, maybe just 1 minute longer in the pose. And then from here, lifting your left leg up, swinging it forward again. So this time I'll show from the side. Knee comes to the chest, and then from there you square the knee towards the elbow. Then release your leg down and then hop your back leg slightly more back, still squaring the pelvis. Knee of the back leg comes down, slowly letting weight into that leg. And then see how far you can go here as well, settling in. If you had a cushion, so you are not comfortable on this side and you need a cushion under your bum, again, going for the version where you lift your left hand swing it around, wrapping around. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to twist. Spine is long and straight, soften the base of the neck, not twisting from the strength in your head, twisting from the core. If you had the full variation, leg slightly more forward and soft hip there, then elbow down, palms touch, and maybe forearm down as well. Be really mindful with this version of the twist. It is really strong. Allow yourself time to get into it. Breathe. 3 more full cycles of breath. And then from both variations, inhale to straighten the spine, charge the core. Exhale, come back to the center, release the hands. And then tucking your toe in, lift yourself up first, finding your high plank. And then downward facing dog. Feel free to paddle the feet a little bit. And then from here, going for a shorter easing out, as the class was a mix of easing and strengthening. So either jump through or drop the knee down, sitting on one side and extending your legs right in front of you. Finding your Dandasana here. So we had lots of poses where we were bending our knee. So this time, let the knees to be straight again. If you struggle with the hamstring, a cushion, a bolster might be necessary under your buttocks so that you can have a comfortable fold, or maybe just even the sitting itself will be already a stretching for you. Remember that we are moving gently with the hips. If you push them too far, they will not go anywhere. And then from here, inhale to lengthen, exhale, hinging at the hip, folding forward. Once you reach your maximum, then tipping your fingers forward. Maybe sitting upright, just sitting with a straight lower back is a challenge for you, and it's all good. Keep on lengthening and keep the chest neutral. If you can go deeper, once your tummy reaches the thigh, feel free to fold completely and reach forward. Taking 3 more full cycles of breath. With your next inhale, slowly easing yourself out from the pose, and then shuffling slightly more forward so you occupy your whole mat. We will be laying down, so it will be your choice. And then bending your knees, bringing it very close to the bum, sitting as close as possible to the heel, to the bum. And make sure your legs are hip distance apart and the toes, when you rotate in, can touch. And then from there, lowering down to lay down. Releasing your torso to the ground, the spine to the ground. Bring as close as possible the heel, if it was not, ground, and find the foot lock, so little and big toe down, center of the heel outward. Doing a little bit of pelvis movement. Inhale to tuck the pelvis in. Exhale, slightly lift. Inhale there. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, curving your lower back, exaggerating it. Exhale, back to the center. Inhale, tuck. Exhale, lift. Inhale there. Exhale to lower. Inhale, curl up your lower back. exhale back to the center. One more. Inhale, tuck. Exhale, lift. Inhale there. Exhale, release. Inhale, curve your back, lower back more. And exhale back to the center. From here, with your next inhale, tuck the pelvis in, lift it up, and bring the arms under, interlace the fingers, taking 5 full cycles of breath in your bridge pose, not looking to the side. Try to just do it by hearing what I say. One more full cycle of breath. Inhaling there, and with the exhale, release the handspan and release the pelvis down. Bringing your thighs to be vertical to the ground, the shins to be parallel, and then hopping your hips slightly to your right side and letting the legs come to the left side. Gentle twist here for 3 more full cycles of breath. Inhale to come back to the center, hopping first back to the center, then you go slightly to the left, thighs and shins are 90 degrees and going for the second side. Breathing there comfortably, easily. Taking 1 more full cycle of breath. With your next inhale, coming back to the center, hopping back to the center, and then we are going into our inversion. So inversions for today, the recommended one is just a simple Viparita Karani. If you wish, you can have your bolster under your buttocks, so letting the hip to sink into that. And if there is any other inversion you would like to take because it's in your regular practice, shoulder stand or head stand, feel free to go ahead. And let us spend here approximately 15 full cycles of breath, so 10 more to go. Allow this pose to bring in calm relaxation rather than agitation. Not looking to the sides, but softening, maybe even closing your eyes a little bit. Easing out everything. It's not necessary to hold here. One more full cycle of breath. And slowly exiting from the inversion, if you choose the one with the bolster, or in general Viparita Karani, bending the knee, sole of the foot down to the ground. And if you have the bolster, lift the pelvis, take it to the side, and lay down. If you had shoulder stand or head stand, rest in laying down or child's pose. And the last pose is of your choice, so if there is anything you would like to do to feel complete, feel free to do so. It can be either happy baby or maybe just a little bit of laying down version of the butterfly pose, or gentle windshield wipers. And then slowly finding your way to your Shavasana. Relaxing your whole body. Relaxing your feet, your ankles, shins, your knees. Ease out your thighs, inner and outer thighs, and hamstrings. Soften your pelvis, pelvic floor, the sides of the pelvis and the buttocks. Ease out the abdomen, lower, middle, and upper part, even the sides of the abdomen. Softening the chest. Also easing the lower back, middle back, and upper back, so your scapula, the shoulder blades, can melt into the mat. Relaxing your hands, arms, shoulders, your neck, your face, the jaw, the forehead, the eyebrow center, the eyeballs, and the eyelids. Taking your awareness to the natural flow of the breath. And then, as we did at the start of the class, expanding the tummy, the chest, and clavicle with the inhale, and squeezing the tummy, chest, and the shoulders slightly round with the exhale. Let the conscious yogic breath roll through your body for 3 more cycles of breath. And then returning back to your natural breathing, observing a gentle massage that gives to the spine, softening the bites of the body. Relax, release, and rest for 10 minutes more. first, the natural one, and then taking a few cycles of conscious deep breath. Letting it awaken your body, switching back the senses on. And when ready, moving gently first the toes and fingers, maybe the arms and leg from side to side, and maybe the head as well. And then extending the arms above the head and giving a nice long deep stretch to your body. And then rolling onto any side you wish to come back into seated. If possible, keeping your eyes still closed. Finding back your comfortable cross-legged posture. We will close the class with 3 rounds of today. Bringing the palms together in the heart center. Inhale. Here, either rubbing the palms together and cupping the eyes, massaging it around and letting slowly light in through the fingers, or simply bringing the chin towards the chest, bowing down, blinking a couple of times, gazing down to the neck first, and then moving your gaze up. Thank you for being with me today as well. Hope to see you again.